Hello guys, this is Old School RPG. This video is, well, I've always loved Dragon Age Origins, so um, I've wanted to do a playthrough of it for a long time, and I really got the motivation to kind of do it because I've been watching Craig WL's playthrough of Dragon Age Origins, trying to give him advice here and there, trying to, just kind of, because I've played this game so many times. It's a ridiculous amount of times. I don't know. I said 8. It must have been more than that. I've beaten the game at least 5 times, maybe 6. Um, Definitely with every origin, and no, it must be more than that because I think I've beaten it with the same origin multiple times. Um, anyway, point is that I really like this game. It's probably one of my favorite games. I don't know whether it sometimes switches places with New Vegas, though I've beaten that a lot as well, and sometimes it even I've debated whether it's my favorite game of all time before, even with Morrowind. So that just shows you how much I really like this game. Here, just gonna turn this down a little bit. Music is good, but don't need to be that loud. It might not be that loud to you, but it was a little bit loud to me. Um, anyway, so I'm gonna start this playthrough. We're gonna go on Nightmare difficulty. So this obviously is not a it's not gonna I've never okay so oh well, I'll let you guys watch this, I guess.
The Chantry teaches us that it is the hubris of men which brought the Darkspawn into our world. The mages had sought to usurp heaven, but instead, they destroyed it. They were cast out, twisted and cursed by their own corruption. They returned as monsters, the first of the Darkspawn. They became a blight upon the lands, unstoppable and relentless. The Dwarven kingdoms were the first to fall, and from the deep roads, the Darkspawn drove at us again and again, until finally we neared annihilation. Until the Grey Wardens came. Men and women from every race, warriors and mages, barbarians and kings. The Grey Wardens sacrificed everything to stem the tide of darkness, and prevailed. It has been 4 centuries since that victory, and we have kept our vigil. We have watched and waited for the Darkspawn to return. But those who once called us heroes have forgotten. We are few now, and our warnings have been ignored for too long. For I have seen with my own eyes what lies on the horizon. Maker, help us all.
Okay, here we go. Now, as I was saying, I've never actually beaten the game on Nightmare difficulty. I've beaten it on hard and on normal, obviously, but never on Nightmare. So this is gonna be a really challenging. I'm probably gonna die a lot. We're gonna go with my favorite, probably my favorite out of all the origin stories, and this is the one I actually started on the first time I ever played it. When I first played it, I actually was at one of my cousin's weddings, and I ended up in Nebraska, and I ended up playing as the Dwarven Noble, but I never got to play it again until a few years later. So I only played it for like probably a couple days, and I got a decent distance, but I only played it for a couple days. So let's keep going. We're gonna do Dwarven Noble. Probably my favorite origin. Like I said, these are all really good.
Greetings.
Let's see. We're gonna do, because I'm slightly darker skinned, I tend to make my characters a little darker skinned, even though maybe that's not the right thing to do. Some people make their characters look like them. I mean, obviously you could. I don't do a lot of customization on my characters. I like mess with hair, facial hair, and then probably and then I usually mess with facial hair, and maybe hair color. But that's about it. I really don't have like a giant beard, but I kind of like the whole beard look. I think we're gonna leave it. Maybe we're gonna do Durin. Yeah, I think Durin works. Okay, now if there's any weakness to Dragon Age Origins, it's definitely the stats. Yeah, like, I mean, without a doubt. The stats are the weakness, the biggest weakness. However, how am I gonna allocate this? Okay, so to be honest, Constitution isn't too important because, yes, I mean, it does control your health, but there's kind of like a ceiling, not a literal ceiling, but sometimes like especially on Nightmare, enemies will crit for like 2,000 damage, and even if you have like 20% damage resistance and 1,000 health, it's not gonna matter like how much. It's not gonna matter that you have that 20%, because if they hit you too hard and you don't do enough, let me see. It's kind of like I don't know if anybody's ever played any MOBAs, but like if you don't have enough damage to get through somebody, it doesn't really matter how tanky you are, because you'll just keep hitting them until it's kind of like a metapod. A metapod can in Pokemon, a metapod can use harden all he wants, but he'll die, basically, because it just doesn't have enough attack power. So you generally want to prioritize strength, even on okay, so even on characters which you might not think to do. Alright, so we're gonna do 12 cunning. Only reason why we're doing cunning is because the speech checks are very important in this game. I actually think that it's a little overpowered, but like I said, one of the weaknesses of Dragon Age is the stat system. These stats really don't allow you to role play your character. There's no reason not to just max what you want, because the only thing you can really roleplay with is cunning and strength, a little bit for intimidate. So it's a weakness of the game in my opinion, but one of the only ones. Okay, now we automatically, because we're a dwarf, we get this master combat training. We get one extra one. So we're gonna actually use this for coercion, so we can have some persuasive ability. Let's see. Yeah, and so once we get to 16, we're gonna stop that, and we'll just finish off the. This is actually kind of an important decision, how to balance this to, from, getting coercion versus expert combat training. Another kind of weakness of the game, in my opinion, is this combat tactics. This shouldn't be skill. Why? Because this, basically what combat tactics does, it allows you to better be able to define what you want your character to do, so you don't have to micromanage. Problem with that, obviously, is that, I mean, the reason why you do that is so that you don't have to micromanage as much, but I don't know, it just doesn't seem like there's any really good reason to gate that ability, especially for new characters, new players who haven't played the game very much. Alright, so we're gonna go, I think we're gonna make this a two-handed character. That's gonna make this a little bit more difficult, only because the, should we do, Oh, decisions. I think powerful might be a good one to start. I'm not positive though. Pummel Strike's really useful, and so is Mighty Blow. Sunder Arms is good as well, but it's tends to be better when you have a lot more damage. It's always annoying that I wish like you could remove talents and like move them elsewhere, because this character's gonna be two-handed for sure, and I'm planning on being on mostly DPS, not really much tank. I'll probably get Shale early enough in the game, put her in the front, and try to have her tank as much damage as possible. But I won't have Shale for a while, so that's one thing to consider. The other thing to consider is the dog. So I'll probably, when I get my dog, the reason why you want to have the dog in the front, he's basically has to be a pure tank. And one of the reasons why he's so good as a pure tank is he can't be grabbed, or he can't be like overwhelmed. And I know that Craig, he gets really annoyed when he gets overwhelmed. Well, that's one of the reasons why we try to keep them in the front. So do I want powerful? Looking at the bravery, these are so good though. These like these are pretty good. Bravery and death blow. I don't know. I definitely want Pummel Strike at least, because it's just so useful that, yeah, to be able to knock somebody down early in the game. I think though we'll put one in powerful. So this might be not the technically right choice. People probably have optimized builds. This is not an optimized build. This is just based on my experience playing. And again, I've never beaten this on Nightmare, so it might be wrong. But I know that this would work for hard. Like if I had this set up for hard, I could easily get past it. Just, you know, for what that's worth. And we're gonna go Nightmare. I'm so scared. I'm really scared actually. Alright, God have mercy on my soul. Anyway, yeah, so if you could, if anybody who's watching this can go over to Craig's channel and just leave a comment saying that I'm making these for him. If by like the third episode nobody does, then I'll just do it myself. But I'd appreciate if you guys did.
Deep beneath the Frostback Mountains sits Orzammar, the larger of two known remaining Dwarven cities in the world. Orzammar was once the seat of a major empire connected by tunnels called Deep Roads, which stretched thousands of miles. The city now stands alone, cut off from the rest of the Dwarven ancestral lands by the Darkspawn incursion. Secure in Orzammar's impregnable construction, the Dwarven Noble houses continue their centuries-old power struggles. Assassination and blackmail are commonplace, but the appearance of honor is paramount. You are the second child of King Endren of House Aiduken, the 9th Aiduken ruler elected by the Noble Assembly. You grew up in a world rife with political intrigue, and have struggled against brothers and cousins for honor and prestige. Today, a feast celebrates your first military commission, the opening move towards real power in the ever-changing game of Dwarven politics.
Greetings, my lord. You are dressed and ready. Excellent. I couldn't find the armor's matching dagger, but I scrounged up a rather fancy longsword. Do you wish to wear your shield to the noble's feast?
Okay, and here we go. So this is one of my I don't know what I would say. Sure.
Of course, if every other noble has a shield and 3 swords, you'll feel awfully underdressed.
Of course I will. I really like Gorham. He's awesome. You, my friend, are ridiculous.
One can't take all this marching about and speech-making too seriously. Moving on to the business at hand. The king expects you to make an appearance at the feast, but there's no rush. The noble family heads will spend hours boring your father with petitions and petty grievances.
Let's see. What should we do in the meantime?
As part of the celebrations, permits have been auctioned off to members of the merchant caste who wish to sell wares in the Diamond Quarter. Lord Harrowmont has also opened up the provings for young warriors to test their mettle before tomorrow's battle. Perhaps we should go show them what single combat is really all about. And by we, I mean you. I'll practice my cheering.
Let's go have a look. Well, yeah, let's go have a look.
Right behind you, my lord. The day is ours until the feast.
Alright. Now. Alright, we got it. What we have to do... You know, one weakness of kind of the codex system, which I love the codex system, by the way. I read it all the time. It's really cool. It's just cool flavor, right? But there's a slight weakness, and the weakness is that because you get experience for it, right? And since you get experience for it, it doesn't seem optional. You'll see people, and I do this too, because again, you know, I played this game a long time. That was my puppy, because he hears somebody outside. Timide. Yeah. Because he hears people outside. Because you get these, because you get experience for doing the codex stuff, you just like grab it and nope, and then people don't really read it. It's really annoying.
Balin? Oh. Oh, I'm sorry. I am so sorry.
That's actually Balin's. You could just skip a second over that, but that's actually Balin's, like, Balin's, like, girlfriend, his castless girlfriend. I would talk to her, but it really doesn't do anything, and plus, I have a feeling that this character would probably just keep his privacy to himself. There's no reason to, especially if he goes back in the room, I don't know. Especially if he knew, sorry, say that again, but if he already knows what exactly, let me put it this way, if he really knew about Dwarven society, even though I don't, if I were just playing this game, then he would know what that was about. We'll just say that. Somebody who grew up in this Dwarven society would know that was the mistress.
Your father has allowed the merchants to show their wares in the Diamond Quarter during these celebrations.
I'm gonna define my character right now, though.
Sure, we can
Here we
work
go.
this out reasonably. Please, Master Volney. My work is accredited by the Shaper.
These books are lies written by the enemies of House Volney.
I write only what I find in the ancient records. Lord Iduken, you can vouch for my work, can't you? Your father loved my History of Iduken, Paragon King, Peacemaker.
This
I greatly
worm
enjoyed the
has
book.
written a book that slanders my house.
What does it say?
It doesn't matter. It's all lies.
Well, I want to know what it says first.
My work tells the stories of all those raised to paragons in the last 500 years. When the Assembly names a paragon, that man or woman is then, by definition, everything one can aspire to be in the world. They form their own noble houses and are revered as living ancestors. But paragons start off as men.
Volney was more than a man.
That's right. And why is he angry?
Volney became a paragon by the narrowest margin in history. One vote. A vote mired in rumors of intimidation, intrigue, and outright bribery. The records of that vote are kept in the Shaperate and are a matter of fact. Not liking history doesn't make it any less true.
And so this is kind of an interesting point, right? I think unlike kind of our post-Enlightenment society, or like just Enlightenment, it's post-Enlightenment society, we kind of have this idea that, and I always used to do this when I first played the game, I used to always go with like, okay, we need to side with the scholar, because he's preserving the truth, right? But I really think that in this type of Dwarven society, and I think that maybe it's partially true in real life, that that when somebody is like, so for example, there are true things that are not so pleasant about many historical people, and then like you'll kind of find this in official historical works, but works that are made for popular use often leave out these things, and there's a reason. It's because while scholars debate quite a bit about the truth about any given proposition, there has to be a general historical consensus that doesn't just have like this layer of kind of suspiciousness about it, because you can be skeptical of pretty much anything. You can be skeptical about any kind of claim, but if we want to like find out the truth, eventually we have to come to some kind of conclusions. So unless we have like the actual conclusion that this paragon really did get into be voted illegitimately, then maybe we shouldn't be spreading that so much. And I think that at least in this society, this would hold true. So I'm gonna say We need the Paragon's reputation must be protected.
Exactly. Just because it happened doesn't mean it's the truth, old man.
That's
Your
simplification.
Highness, allow me to kill this worm for his disrespect.
No. No, I trust he learned his lesson here.
You would have me write lies? Just to appease some idea about honor?
Well, honor... Well, see, this is the problem. There should be more... I thought there were more options in this. But, like, it's not really about, write lies. It's about writing what can be... I thought there were more options in this. It's, more about, It's more about what can we really, like, legitimately prove and actually... and then, to what extent should we make, like, kind of baseless claims that we can't prove? Or maybe not, maybe they have, like, some basis in reality, but they're not, you know, they're not really supported by all of the evidence, or not even, maybe not even by the majority, and ultimately end up not being defendable. And then to what extent do we have to respect people's personal, like, character enough to that we don't just throw out claims, you know what I mean? So I think we're gonna. I don't really want to say one because that's not exactly what I mean, but we're gonna do one.
Well, perhaps I could emphasize Volney's perseverance over great odds.
Would that satisfy you, Lord Volney?
He should be killed, but I bow to House Idukin's fabled mercy.
And I think this is actually a good option because, either, like, in terms of gameplay, because if you, this is, see, these are my brothers. But the thing is that, like, I think that's the best option in terms of what you can do, because basically either that or you have to kill the scholar, or you have to, like, drive the other guy off and basically insult him, and yeah, it's not good. I don't think that'd be good in the society.
Follow, big brother. How surprising to run into you out among the common folk.
Especially since duty requires that you attend our King Father at the feast today. Have you so little respect for him to disregard his wishes on a day set aside for you?
Lord Harrowmont told me we wouldn't be needed for hours at least.
Silence! If I want the opinion of my sibling's second, I will ask for it.
Yes, Your Highness.
Dang, that's really harsh. I often wonder if feudal society was really like this. Like, I mean, kings and princes obviously have a lot of authority. I don't know. Just what I've met of medieval history doesn't seem like it was so rigid. It's, I mean, there's obviously societal designations, but it just didn't seem so rigid to me. Let's see. I go where I want. Balin, help me out here.
You're on your own. I've been dealing with them all afternoon.
What exactly is that supposed to mean, little brother?
Nothing, Trian. I've been having a great time. The speech you gave to the legless boy about hard work and making something of himself was fantastic.
As heir to the throne, it is my duty to impart wisdom and judgment upon those who need it. Now then, you, get to the feast.
Yes, brother.
That's my proper, dutiful brother. I'll be along later to toast your command. Come, Balin.
Sassy. Yeah.
That was fun. Nothing like being talked down to by the next king.
Perhaps.
We can only hope. Perhaps we should get going.
One of the things, I don't know if...
What about that one?
we're gonna avoid the noble hunters. One of the things about Trian that's kind of... I think that he could be a little bit less one-dimensional. I mean, it's true. What ends up happening is kind of interesting, but... no, actually, it's very interesting. I like it, but... Trian could be a little bit less one-dimensional. Just like jerk, complete 100% jerk. Doesn't really fit.
My lord, are you heading to the proving arena?
Yes, I do. I intend to watch the provings.
We have been charged with the task of escorting you to the proving grounds.
I clean forgot about that. Forgive me, I should have informed you sooner. The king decided you were not to travel through the commons unguarded.
Alright, whatever.
Will we
No
be
point in
leaving then?
arguing about it. Yes, let's go.
We are at your command.
So, probably for this episode, I'll just, I think maybe I can just clear out the proving. I don't know how hard it's gonna be. have a feeling it's gonna be really hard. Oh my gosh, I'm really nervous. Alright, let's get him. Let's get him, Tiger. Come on.
Your Highness, it is an honor to have you here. Have you come
Thank you.
to watch these brave warriors do battle in your honor?
Okay, like, you know what's interesting? I never really thought about the graphics in Dragon Age Origins, and I'm starting to notice they're not so great in some places. Though it's never bothered me before. It's not bothering me now, by the way, but it's just like, I just never, I guess, noticed. Like, in the background, these little people over here. I don't know, they just look a little pixelated, but it's just, I don't know, it's just funny. No, I've come to fight.
Your Highness, this proving is in your honor.
Then honor him by doing as he says. My Lord Idukan will fight in this proving.
I will honor these warriors today by testing their skills. Let's go.
Of course, it is well within
Okay, let's hope I don't get destroyed. You see what I mean? Look at him. Oh my gosh.
We have a late entry to these provings, held on the eve of battle for the honor of House Idukan.
Oh.
I give you the Lord Idukan himself.
Woo.
Are you ready for your first match?
Let's go. Ready. You're hungry. Ba-bam.
Then let us begin.
Let's not lose. Come on. This would be really embarrassing. I'll lose my first fight.
This is a glory proving, fought under the watchful eyes of the paragons of Orzammar, for the honor of House Idukan.
Okay. Let's not die our first battle. We can do this. We're gonna hit him in the face as hard as possible.
Will fight Alair Bimo, youngest son of Lord Bimo.
You honor me with this match.
I like the third one. I'll honor you upside the head. The honor is mine. Let's go. Okay, let's not lose. Don't lose, don't lose. Oh gosh. Okay. Okay. We're gonna right click and we're gonna press 1. So we should knock him down pretty quickly. Let's hope we can kill him quick as well. 18. 18. 13. Looks like pressing 1. Try to knock him down quick enough. Should be pretty easy fight, I hope. Oh my gosh. I am kind of afraid though, I'll be honest. Like, especially with later fights, I'm not gonna use this talent the last one. There we go. It's just cause, oh gosh. I think one of the first times I played this, I have lost. And it wasn't on Nightmare. Alright, let's go to the next fight.
That was quite a fight. Alair Bimo is no slouch with that hammer.
Neither am I.
Are you ready for your next opponent?
Yeah, let's go.
Excellent. Let us go. This is a glory proving, fought under the watchful eyes of the paragons of Orzammar, for the honor of House Idukan.
You know, the caste society,
Lord
well,
Idukan will fight Adal Helmi, eldest daughter of Lady Helmi.
Honor and glory to your house, your highness.
if the caste system wasn't so strict, it wouldn't, like, so for example, if there weren't any such thing as casteless, and then you allow a little bit more caste mobility, this wouldn't be such a bad society, and it would just need a little bit. Anyway, random thought. Okay, and to yours.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight!
Okay, pause. You should always pause beginning of combat just to make sure. And then should knock him down, knock her down pretty quick. She did 6 damage there. 18. She does a lot. I don't know. I think she does a little bit more DPS. I'm not sure though. No, stop it. To be honest, this would be a lot easier if I had just picked Sword and Shield Warrior, only because you start out with that one talent already, and so you can use the rest of them to get, to get a decent character going. Gosh, see, it's getting close. I don't like it at all.
The winner is Lord Idukan.
Okay, we're gonna save here, just in case. Because I know the next fights are pretty hard. I've done it before, so... And I know that might seem weird, but I could... This is Nightmare, and so you just really gotta be careful.
Is your next opponent. Are you ready to face him?
I am.
Then let us begin.
He's supposed to be really experienced, and I think... Have I died to him before? I'm not sure. I think I've died to the last guy first, or before. For sure.
Honor of House Iduken. Lord Iduken will fight Sir Blackstone, Deep Road squad leader of the warrior caste.
This is your education, child. Try to learn as you bleed.
I'm gonna smack you. This is the only one I really insult, because he's insulting me. Be like, oh men, don't frighten me.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight!
Alright. Bring it over. Right click, press 1. Boom. Okay, we didn't take the first hit. That's good, Stein. I missed! Oh, how could I miss? He was 2 feet in front of me. Oh, I missed again! My gosh. I feel really bad. Get down on the ground. This is actually not going super well. He's kind of... And one of the things is kind of a little bit RNG. See, look, I'm missing a lot. That's really lame. It's a little bit RNG because you don't have many, like, abilities. So, at least they don't get any abilities, I don't think. Knock you on the ground. Actually, we did better on this guy. We did it. Wow, I'm surprised. I'm not surprised that we won, but I'm surprised that we did better on him than against Helmy. Helmy's pretty good, I guess. But I thought Blackstone would be tougher. He normally is, I think.
Well done. You have proven that
all right, here comes.
Of the warrior caste cannot match a noble Iduken. Brandlin Ivo is your final opponent. He too has had many victories today. Are you ready to face him, or will you rest first?
No reason to rest. I mean, literally no reason. Let's go.
Of course. This is a glory proving, fought under the watchful eyes of the paragons of Orzammar, for the honor of House Iduken. It is down to just 2 warriors, with backbones of stone and wills of iron. They have defeated all others this day. Lord Iduken will fight Brandlin Ivo, second son of Lord Ivo.
You fight well. I wish you glory today and glory tomorrow.
May you be as stone. Oh gosh, please don't lose. Okay, I could see myself losing here too. Okay. I hope, like, they purposely don't make it too hard so that, like, but it is, like I'm saying, it is possible to die. I've seen people die in this part. There we go. No stun for you. Oh, I missed. How could you miss? It's 2 feet in front of you. Why did he stop moving? He stopped moving. I don't understand. Franlin? I don't know why he stopped moving. We'll just knock him down. Maybe he'll reset. How could I miss? He's like laying on the ground and I'm like missing his face. This guy's dead. Do it again just to guarantee it. How could I miss? He's like 2 feet in front of me. I have a big old hammer that I can't even hit him.
The winner is Lord Iduken.
But he's laying on the ground. Alright, we did it. Yay, let's get our helm.
Congratulations. Brandlin Ivo is as fierce a competitor as I've ever seen. You vanquished every warrior of note in today's proving. The ceremonial helm, commissioned by your father for today's winner, is yours.
I will wear it proudly.
Your glory honors every warrior here.
Let's take that, and we'll put it on our head. Yeah. Looking good. Ba-bow. Doesn't really fit my armor, but... Okay. So, I think we'll end the episode here. I think we got quite a bit done, especially with character creation and everything. So basically my goal is to try to beat this game on Nightmare, which I might be able to do. It'll be tough though. And also kind of give a little bit of advice while I play the game. Like I said, especially for Craig. Ooh, what's this? Dwarven Resistance? Oh, this is the passive. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just gonna give advice and try to, and hopefully he sees this. If like not by the 3rd episode, like I said, I'll send it to him and just let him know that I started recording a series. So yeah, thank you guys for watching and have a nice day.